Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Influential Creatrix. Today, I'm on fire. Katie, hi.
Hello, Rita.
Thank you for letting me do my coffee. Guys, I'm recording as crazy today. I have these beautiful people coming to me and I could not say no. And thank you. Katie, I was late for our call, like 4 or 5 minutes or 6 minutes. And she allowed me to do a coffee. So thank you for that.
Coffee is very important.
Fasting still, should be eating already, but okay. Katie, I always start my podcasts asking to my guests to present themselves. Yes, like present yourself to me, to these people, then I listen to you.
Well,
I love your hair.
Yeah, thank you. My hair is
beautiful.
It's very expressive.
It's very expressive, but I love it. It's beautiful. I wish I had your curly hair.
Oh, thank you. It does what it wants, and I have stopped trying to tell it anything different. I thank you for having me here. It's delightful just to have the opportunity to share what I'm doing, because it is something that I'm very, very passionate about. I am what's called a board certified behavior analyst. And I know what that means is that I've studied how behavior works. And I have gone with the field and with our science as it has moved into understanding how we use words and how we get stuck in our words, we get stuck in our rules. And my work now has shifted into helping parents and helping teachers build a little bit of space between their own thoughts and feelings. Make a little space before we react and before we engage. And what we can do is we can actually transform the power that our own thoughts and feelings have over us by being a little more aware, slowing down a little bit. And it helps us engage with our kids in a different way. It helps us engage, if we're teachers, with our students, with our students' parents and families in a different way. And it brings a really beautiful, it's called psychological flexibility to how we interact. So I teach people how to do this and how to build these skills so that they can engage really with their life in this manner.
Oh my God, I think we should start engaging with ourselves in that manner. Yeah. I always think the problem starts with us. I am a master in NLP. I'm curious to know, do you have NLP on your, like, when you say it's NLP, did it play any part on your learning or?
No, tell me what that is.
NLP means neurologic linguistic programmation.
Oh, no, but it sounds very tuned in. Like that sounds very aligned.
I was curious because I study NLP and I found amazing. So, okay, let me calm down as well. I am a mother of 6 kids. In this moment, I'm not living with my kids. I'm living alone. Basic, I broke in pieces and I did need to find who I was. And I took a weird decision, was not being a mom during a period of time. It's a weird thing to say. And my identity was always to be a mom. I'm a mom since I'm 19, so I'm 41. So I was a mom for 21 years. Yeah. And have been a challenge for me, not to raise my kids, but to understand them, to raise them. I was in a level of stress.
Yes.
That many times in the end of my times with them, I was becoming this nasty, shouting mother who never drink, but he started drinking a bottle of wine a day. Yeah. And on the night. Yeah. Because I could not sleep, and it was not my kids. My kids are the most amazing people, even the ones who are not, are the most, look, they are teaching me the lessons that I didn't need. And I love my kids, whatever they do. And I just found out then it's not the kids that behave bad. Many times it's a consequence of our energy and what is going on with us.
Every behavior communicates a need, and we are interacting with our environment all the time. And the way we speak to each other, the way we think, the way we feel is a part of our environment, whether that's our internal environment or what's in the space. But we bring that energy with us. And it's so courageous of you to take care of what you need to fill your cup, is one metaphor. The course that I'm offering right now is literally called Your Mask First.
Your mask first, that is an example that I always use.
Yes.
The toughest thing was because I'm going through a divorce, and my ex-husband, who is a great father, it blocked me all the contact with my kids. So and I'm saying this in a very practical way, because I found out, okay, I cannot fight that fight at this moment, because my work is going amazing and I'm having these beautiful women, but it's as well outlet for my energy. My work became the most important thing of my life. And I feel that in this moment, it needs to be the most important thing in my life. But I was not the mom they deserve.
Mm.
I was not the mom, and I was not going to keep myself alive for long on the situation that I was. My mother died when I was 10 with malaria, and I know they deserve a mom, whatever that means. It's a very tough, and I'm saying this but it was a very tough decision in my life. It brought me a lot of anxiety and panic attacks, because my identity was to be this mother of 6.
Right.
If part of them are not at home anymore, but I was a mother, I was a wife, I was an international DJ. But who I was, I told, like, this podcast, it's always taking me to the story. When I arrived to Mexico, I came to Mexico not to run away. I came to Mexico to evaluate the possibility of living here as a family, and because I found a beautiful place for us to be, a very safe place, etc. But I grew up in Africa as well, and I found the peace of arriving here and feeling that I was back home. It was tough to say to myself, then, and this moment, they were not my most important thing in my life. Because I felt so guilty. Each time I was having fun, each time I was laughing, I was feeling guilty. Feeling guilty because you are not with your kids. You should not be laughing. You should be crying on a corner.
Isn't it interesting, the stories we tell ourselves, right? We tell ourselves these stories about the shoulds, there's a sort of a running joke, don't should all over yourself, but really deeply, it's if we are not aware of the rules we're following and where those come from, when they're workable and when they're not, like, take that mom hat off sometimes, and let's put on the hat that is who we are as when we're not moms, because that is a very rich and beautiful part of every one of us. And if we can switch hats, we bring our best selves to our families, to our children, to our communities, in whatever we are trying to do. And we hear a lot about burnout. We hear a lot about, I'm overwhelmed, I'm burned out, I'm doing too much. And I think some of that is these pieces where we spend too much time following all those rules for ourselves. I meet a lot of moms who are very much like, I'm on this committee and I'm on that committee. I'm volunteering for the school and bringing my kids to soccer and dance and baseball and basketball. And I'm baking cookies for the bake sale at the basketball game. And I'm just like, are you okay? Because those are beautiful, giving things, but what about you?
Yeah, and you cannot exactly give, you cannot exactly love. I found out with my work in myself, then even the husbands that I choose for my life was a choice for my story, to complete my story. And I trade many things. For my last relation, I trade many of parts of me because that person, in my opinion, in my vision at least, was a great father, and my kids had lack of have a father. And that came with a price. And I felt really weird. I need to say to you, it was really scary to come from a house where constantly demanding your attention, and in a moment to the other you are in silence. A moment to the other you need to handle your own ass shit. Sorry, I swear a lot on my podcast.
Okay.
I found the most sad moment, and now I laugh like I always do with things, but I was on Walmart with a car, and I did not know what to buy for me.
Yeah. That first trip to the grocery store with no children.
Yeah. No idea what this woman wants. No idea what she wish, what she really crave, what she's really into drink, or what she's really into eat, or what she wants. And I found myself buying a lot of foods that I could not eat when I was young because I lived in Africa, like sweets, and the inner child on me was begging. And I was like doing, like, I never really drink in my life, and I was buying like all kinds of alcoholic things, and I was like being a teenager without, because I never drink until I was 27. So I was like, wow, this is a party. At the same time, I'm crying my shit out, and I'm on the first moment of my life.
Yeah.
But I'm drinking mezcal, and it's fun. It's month, it's cool, and yeah. And at the same time, I feel as shit.
And it's all there at the same time, right? It's all there. I love that about emotion. They happen at the same time.
Yeah.
It's very real.
And I always say this, I love my kids, all of them, even the one who was not born on my belly. I love them, as I'm deeply grateful to be their mother. But I question myself a lot about the reasons why I became a mother, because the reasons why I became a mother was I was a kid who lost her mom and her dad because my father was not present as I wish. Good, because I am the person that I am now. But I've had this stupid idea that if I had kids, they will love me forever. And my first kids did not love me forever. And it's not his fault, it's not my fault, it's the fault of a bunch of things that we did. But I realized then probably myself will never have 5 kids plus 1. And it's tough. And I want to realize all of this because I have a girl now. I had just boys, and then I had a girl. And I want Max, her name is Max, a very boyish name. I want Maxine to know that whatever she wants is okay. And I want her to have kids if she wants to have kids. Because nobody prepare us for the hardship that needs to have kids. How many times I hide chocolates so my kids did not see it and I could eat. I don't know. I don't think I'm the only one doing this.
You're not the only one. You're not the only one.
And they come, Mom, did it finish already? And you say, yes. And you know it did not.
Yes. I was, that reminds me, Rita, of I was looking recently on a lot of social media things, and I was looking at the sort of influencers who are the big influencers for moms these days. And I'm looking, I'm like, where are the moms who acknowledge that it's hard to be a mom? Where are the moms that acknowledge I don't look good when I wake up in the morning, and sometimes I don't look good all day long? And where are the moms that show us, like, this is stressful and I'm not sure I can handle it today, but I'm going to keep moving forward because that's normal.
I always had that. I always said to my kids, now, no. sorry, I cannot now.
Yeah.
I cannot now. And you, you find, I became, so I used to have a system inside of my head. Then when they are crying, I knew if I didn't need to run or it was okay.
Yeah.
And people used to look to me like, when the kids do that thing, they try to do that thing on the supermarket, throw themselves on the floor.
Yes.
And I was, okay. But I was really, I was there. But at the same time, I always said every day how much I love them.
Yeah.
So even though
setting boundaries doesn't mean you don't love your kids.
No, but you need to love yourself. And I was not loving me. And I was on a situation in an unhappy life that I hated. And I had this like this friction between me and me. The me that was so mad with the other me. Then it's like, girl, go away. And I did not find a way to go away. And we say so many times to women who are abused, and it's not that I was physically abused, but then I are abused. Like, why are they not left? Because sometimes you don't even can think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's everything so intense, then you have no clue. The demands, the demand, and it's not when is the demand, and I had a lot of kids. But then if you don't have a lot of kids, moms do all of that. No, they want to be a good mom, because if not, society will not accept you. I am 41, I don't care with society anymore. And I had a moment some weeks ago where I went to Facebook. I used to be famous in Portugal, and I had this thing. I was feeling this pressure, I was scared that someone find out. Then I was here, then I abandoned my kids. I did not. I came back. I came back to myself. And I decided to do a post and tell everything. And I was having a meltdown, emotional meltdown at the moment. But I feel so relieved that I said it. Because it's there. And I'm still going to stay here for some months. And I'm going to build my businesses, because my ex-husband wants me to pay money, what I understand, but I need to set up everything. And I need to be sure then I can bring my kids to understand, maybe not now, but understand then this is the best I can do for us. This is the best that I can do with what I know. That don't mean that it's not going to scar them. Doesn't mean that it's not going to hurt them. But I could not do it in another way. I did not find a way. So we are doing this podcast again. I'm so annoying with myself because I make this all about me. And I don't want that. I just found the opportunity because I found that maybe moms are listening to this.
Yeah.
And girl, it's okay to run away from home sometimes and go to the cinema alone, find your friends.
How do we find that balance, right? Like, how do we find that balance before we go too far and break apart? Like, where is it that we can look at our lives moment to moment and say, I'm out of balance right now, and then ask our support networks for help? Could we bring someone in and say, I just need to go for a walk by myself. Can you come and play a game with my kids? Can you come just be at the house? I'm putting my kids in front of a movie or a video game so that I can take a walk and be a better mom in 20 minutes when I come back. Like, where is it that we find our support networks and our balance helpers, our balance givers? I don't know how, maybe there's a name for these people in our lives, that can help us notice and take those steps.
And
I don't have all the answers.
And not feel guilty. Do not feel guilty. Please tell why your program name is In My Mask first, because let's explain that. I know what it is, but let's explain.
Right. So we cannot help. So if we're it literally comes from the airplane safety videos, right? And so if we're in an airplane and we lose oxygen. And we've got, let's say we're sitting with our 3 small children. If I try to put my son's mask on first, and then my daughter's, and then my youngest son.
Okay. I didn't need to interrupt you.
That's okay.
Don't put the mask, if we put the masks first on them.
Well, let's imagine I get to my second child, I get that mask on, and then I pass out because I haven't gotten the oxygen. My third child is SOL.
Yeah.
And so we need to put our mask on first and keep ourselves well so that we can really, really help the people who need our help, whether that's our children or our neighbors or our community or anyone that might need assistance in any given moment. If I'm going to have the energy to give of myself, I've got to be fueled.
Yeah, it is being a mother. Nobody tells you. Everyone requests you to. So, when are you guys having a kid? Do you have any idea what goes into? Like my daughter Maxine, I love her, but was the worst pregnancy of my life.
Yeah.
And I felt literally, and now then she's born and I can see her. I know she did. Like she sucked my energy in such a deep sense, because I believe Max was born to have a big mission in life. I like to think about that. It makes me, but I feel then like I was vomiting 27 times a day.
Oh.
And people saying, oh, pregnancy is nice. Can be. My first 2 pregnancies were okay, but it's tough.
Yeah.
And having a kid is tough. And I came back home. I had a premature baby. I came back home. I was pumping milk 2 and 2 hours, and I was not sleeping. And we are raising babies and taking care of, trying to make our mother-in-law, make our husband, make everyone think that we are good. And in certain Latin cultures, in special then mother, if you are a bad mom, is the worst offense, is worse than being a prostitute. It's the worst offense that you can have. You are not a good mom. And it's difficult. And you cannot be a good mom if you are not in love. I love these women who put their kids in first place. I understand them. But then many of them are, when they go partying, they party hard as hell. They are drinking wine, they are taking things. So I'm not saying then that is a terrible thing. I'm just saying then you can have more joy with your kids.
Mm-hmm.
You can have more joy with your kids. You can have a relation where you guys laugh, like find the things where everyone, like for me, my kids, I'm a fanatic for escape rooms. I don't know if you ever did one.
Yeah.
I love it. So my the highlights with my kids is where we are going to escape room, or when we watch a movie together, or when I always try to do things they love, watch Eminem fight, for example. But I imagined for you, people arrive to you, they don't even know what is their issue, right? They just think they have bad kids or their kids don't behave.
Well, yes, or they're worried about their kids and they think that everything that they're doing in the service of their children is just automatically going to help. But this idea of, like, if I have an idea of what it means to be a good mom. So imagine I have an idea, being a good mom means my kids are always happy. Well, our kids need to struggle. They need to learn through struggle. They need to be able to fall down and get hurt a little bit and learn how to get back up. And whether that's metaphorical or actual, when we allow our kids to struggle and be mad and frustrated, they learn how to cope with reality and with the world.
Be bored.
And yes. And so I see a lot of parents who think my kids are happy. I want my kids to be happy. That means everyone will think I'm a good parent because my child is happy. And so if their child starts to not be happy, it becomes a self-judgment. Yeah. And so this sense of I'm not a good parent, and they try to fix what's going on with their child. And really, the first place to look is, what are we thinking about what are we feeling when our child is struggling? And we sit with that. Yes, it's really uncomfortable because they are crying and struggling and yelling at the teacher or yelling at their friends and really upset, and they've had their hearts broken. We don't need to fix that. As moms, as dads, if we try to fix everything for them,
oh, they will come to a world
yeah,
where the world is scary.
yes, and they won't know what to do when they're not with us.
Exactly. Like, for example, if my kids fall, I never rush as crazy to them. I remember my ex-partner used to do this big deal and jump in, and it, like, calm down, you are scaring them even more. Like,
Yeah.
they fall, how are you? You're crying, okay, sit with me, I'm here for you. But it's not the end of the world. Just calm down, understand them. I found that the parents who allowed the kids to do everything they want,
Yeah.
it's kind of I'm on lack of the good word. I'm trying to not be rude, but it's kind of laziness, because now it's more complicated and it comes with fights and why not, and
Yeah.
So saying no, it's really important. And I found that this is important, in special when you are teaching your kids about money beliefs.
Yeah.
In my country, is mindset of poverty in Portugal. And you see people say, do you think I have money to buy that toy for you? It's such a wrong thing to say. Yes, you do have money because you are shopping and the toy costs 10 euros. You just don't spend that money on the toy.
Yes. I'm making a choice.
It's a choice, and it's explained, and make them work, make them sweat for something they want. Don't give everything to them.
Yeah.
Because the pleasure is on the journey of any achievements. Right?
Yes. Yeah. And when we are able to earn something, there's a value there that I think sometimes we do talk about that, but maybe not enough. And money, certainly absolutely about money, but if I have earned a good spot on the soccer team, or if I've earned a starting spot on the basketball team because I worked hard and I was on the bench a lot last year or at the first part of this year, and I worked for it. Like, there's more there. There's resilience, and there's grit and perseverance and pride. And these are good things.
And tears of happiness, like crying. What is your take on crying?
Oh, I cry all the time.
I cry all the time for all kinds of reasons.
All kinds of reasons. Happy cries, sad cries, nostalgic cries, grief. My ex-husband was very much my best friend. For many, many years, he was my person, and I could call him up and say, here's what I'm doing. And I would rant and rave, and he would say, yeah, here's what you're doing. And he was always right. And it was hilarious. And he passed away a little over 2 years ago. And I miss him. I miss him terribly. And I now live in the community that he lived in here with my son. And people ask why I came to this area, and I tell the story. Well, my ex-husband passed away, and so I will cry if I talk about him all the time. And it's been 2.5 years. I just don't think that will stop, because I love him. I miss him.
I wish I could hug you now. Now we are both crying.
So it's real, right? And I try to notice if other people are getting uncomfortable and smile through it. Like, this is
you lived something.
Yes,
it's something that many people had no allowance in life to live.
Yes, and I heard something recently. It was a clip from a late night talk show, and I'm sorry, I don't know who it was, but it was.
I love the late night. The late night is with Trevor Noah.
Oh, Trevor Noah is wonderful.
I love Trevor Noah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Guys, sorry. Trevor have a take on worlds, then it's very near me because I grew up not in South Africa, but I grew up in Africa. And even if we are totally different people, I love Trevor Noah. But Sia, tell what is the take, because I want to get back to your.
There was a celebrity on the show who had recently lost a parent, and the question came up about that, and he very openly was talking and reminiscing and crying and saying, sorry, I cry about this because, as I've learned, grief is unexpressed love.
Mm-hmm.
And that hit me, and I was just like,
oh,
there's so much love we didn't get to express, right, for the people we've lost in our lives. And
that is the reason I every day say to the people I loved, and I love them.
Yep.
Because I could not say to my mom anymore.
Yeah.
And I always think about my mom. I'm 41, but I think about my mom as the years that I lived with her. Then she teach me so much.
Yeah.
Except and not about the 30 years that I don't live with her. And I'm listening to you, and nothing is more beautiful than we can share complicity with someone in our life.
Yeah.
And I just want to tell you that you had that opportunity. Many people pass the existence on this planet without having that.
Yeah.
So I understand that my father, I lost my father. I did not lost, but I lost my father when my mom died, because they were so deeply in love for each other that I never did get him back. And you had that.
Yeah.
Should pick up that feeling and embrace, and it's part of you, and you have a kid, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
That don't mean then you are not going to fall in love anymore in your life. Maybe for now, this is a feeling that you're saying, oh no, it's not happening again. But if your husband loved you so much, probably you will send you someone to keep the walk and keep the mission that you have in this life.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, this podcast always takes like a weird. We are not talking about anything.
And you need some chocolate now. Chocolate helps.
Oh yes, chocolate. Next time we do a podcast, and we be sure that we have chocolate.
Chocolate, have our coffee and tissues.
Chocolate. Yes, and tissues. And oh my God, what is your goals as a coach?
Oh yeah, right. So it's gonna keep going here, Rita.
Sorry.
What
is with love?
What I've realized over the last 10 years, I've spent a lot of time looking at what my values are professionally and personally as well, but professionally, I am really energized when I can be the ripple. Mm-hmm. I can be the drop that creates the ripple. I think you talked once on one of your podcasts about amplification.
I always say I'm an amplifier. My job is to find people as you. So I work with women, 30 plus, 28, 30 plus. And they have a gift. They know their gift. That is fundamental. And I amplify. Yes. I amplify the gift. And I help them reaching out other people so they can transform their lives. I'm just the amplifier and just that. Yeah.
So I mean, I want to have that impact. One of the reasons I love to work with teachers is because I work with teachers and I can help them affect more students. When I work with board certified behavior analysts, I can help them impact more of their own clients and children.
Like karma meets tree roots, right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
My vision is like, I'm here and then I help you, and then you help teachers, and then the teacher, it's like,
yes,
beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. And how are you as a coach?
I listen, I encourage, and I'm a little bit, I hold up the mirror. One of my, I have two children. I have two boys, and one of my children was asked one day at school, what is the biggest lesson you've learned from your mother?
Mhm.
And he said,
Oh my God, Katie.
he said, tough shit, get it done.
Uh-huh. I operated the same thing.
And then I opened a school in Vermont, and it's based on the same method that I use now with coaching and building psychological flexibility. And it was really, this school was for kids who'd been kicked out of like their regular school. And I told them that story, and they all just latched on to that idea, like tough shit, get it done. It doesn't mean that what you're struggling with doesn't matter. It means continue to struggle. And these things over here, they kind of still need to get done.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're in the middle of it. You're in a muck. How do we move through that? How do we sit with it and still get our stuff done? And that applies really well to kids, but all of us, like, yeah, I don't want to pay the bills. I don't want to figure out which bill I have to pay and which bill I don't have to pay. And they still have to get paid.
Yeah.
So like, how do we sit with our stuff? So as a coach, I'm very animated, and I can really slow down and listen. I have a lot of compassion, and I hope I help people have grow more self-compassion. And I'm empowering. I think that's one of the things that the last organization that I worked for, when I left, I had a lot of people tell me that I was the best boss they'd ever had.
I am 100% sure.
And I asked why. I said, tell me more about that. What was it that worked? They said, I felt valued. I felt like you heard me. I felt like I had a voice. And so I think that sense of empowering others is really important in the work that I do, because I am not going to take the action for anybody.
Yeah.
Everyone, they have to take whatever steps they're going to take. I can't do it for them.
Yeah.
And so hopefully I allow for mistakes and keep supporting, allow for that journey. And if I can be present when things are really hard and they're struggling and everything sucks, and I can sit with that with them, then I am modeling that idea of, yeah, here we are, and we're in the crap and it's yucky.
We need to go out.
Let's keep moving. You want a shovel? I've got a couple extra. Let's shovel.
God, I'm in love with you. I think you know, I'm in a process. I really am embracing my weirdness and my downloads of information, my magic, whatever, witchcraft, whatever you want to name it. I'm embracing all of that. And I have been chanted in, like, I have this mantra that I keep asking for a certain type of women to come to connect with me. And you are one of that type of women. And like, I'm blessed to have you here. Thank you so much. I was
so excited when you sent out that post because I have been watching your posts and your encouragement and how supportive you are of people you've never met.
I'm on a chaotic mission. I love, by doing, you know, the secret is just be honest. Like I don't sell anything. People come to me, you know, they know I'm the correct fit, and I know I'm the correct fit. And it became so natural because I really care. I deeply care.
Yeah.
And in this time, then attention is the highest currency that you can trade. Caring is the only skill you need. Caring. And I'll give you an example. Do you want to have 3 times more comments in anything that you do? Answer to each comment with a question. Then means then you check their profile. Are you from United States, Katie? Are you, I love your hair. Did you fight with your hair growing up?
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Caring, just care. If you are not being successful, it's because you don't care or you care with the wrong things. I love money, but caring with the people and the results will bring the money that you deserve and you want.
I'm finding what you're saying is connecting so many little dots for me right now, because I'm finding that
is my job. That is
the people that I talk to about my work, those are the people who want to take the course. It's that personal interaction that, like,
oh, but you have a beautiful, we just need to amplify. You have this peaceful quietness, like it's the image that I associate to you.
Oh, lovely.
And yeah, where you can listen to the birds and you are there on the moment.
Yeah.
And teaching parents to be on the moment is such a gift.
That is week one.
Understanding they are not on the moment.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Pushing themselves. Ooh, why I'm screaming? Why I'm doing this to him? I'm mad with something. So I did that during a long time. I knew when I was not in a good state, and it was something that I learned, a physical state, tired, hungry, upset, anxious. It's not the state that you want to operate with people that you love, right? Or a simple thing like, one day my oldest son said, you are always complaining about me not making my bed or not cleaning my room, but I don't know what is for you. And that is true. Many times we ask our kids to do tasks.
They don't know how to do them.
But they don't know what is our standard. So how they can, and many times you see them cleaning out the room and your room is a mess. It's a problem. It is having there. And then
the laundry pile.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, just a side note. Do you have a monster with socks on your house as well?
Do I have what?
A monster who disappear with the socks, because I think it's a mystery in the world is where the socks go.
Where the socks go. I used to have sock monsters, and I discovered that my sock monsters were actually my cats.
Oh, okay.
And I caught them.
Okay.
Dragging socks under the bed.
So
the other sock monster, if you ever want to know where it lives, there are secret compartments inside the washer and dryer. And that is where the sock monsters live.
Okay. Okay, how they can find you, Kate?
They can find me. I have several places. I have a website. It's www.vigiobx.com. Wow. And Vigio is Latin for growth, grow, flourish, and thrive. And BX is just a shortening of the word behavior. So Vigio behavior, vigiobx.com. That is also my Instagram tag, handle, name, username. And I'm on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Nice. And you are going to get a gift from me. I'm going to give you a full hour of my time to do a game plan for you. So we can start seeing how much money you want to make and how we can achieve and how many people you want to change their lives.
Yeah, I would love that. Thank you.
That is the deal. I will send you a link in a bit. Guys, this was the Influential Creatrix, and it was about coaching, but was about being a woman and being a mother as well, not as you expect, but as some rebels are doing. Guys, reach out to Kate. She's amazing. And if you want your kids to be happy, start by yourself being happy. And that comes from knowing yourself and just understanding when you are not happy, so you can go back to happiness. Thank you so much, Katie. I'm going to send them away, but you are not going away because I want to chat with you. Bye-bye, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, do all that things. We love you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Oh.